At some point or another, if you have attended high school or college and have struggled with a class, then it is very likely that you've done one of these two things. One is to avoid the fact that you could use some help and instead resort to banging your head against the wall until solutions arise.
Oh no, it's okay. I don't need help. No, yeah, I understand everything. Yeah.
Or two, you proactively look for help either from friends, a tutor offering free services paid for by your school, or a private tutor who is paid to answer to your every beck and call.
Yeah, can you help me on all of my homework?
In other words, if you've ever attended school, then you're likely to have come into contact with someone like me, a tutor. So if you've ever wondered what a tutor does all day, if they do anything at all, here's a day in the life of a private tutor. So the first thing I do when I wake up, and this is actually a habit I'm trying to break, it looks like we're starting out the day strong already. I tend to wake up naturally around 5:45 to 6:15 a.m. and I kind of glug out on social media for about 10 minutes. I want to make a habit of ignoring my phone until around lunchtime, but I haven't quite designed an environment for this habit to stick just yet. To compensate for this bad habit, I feel a little bit better knowing that my morning scroll consists of mainly some pretty motivational quotes on Instagram. So maybe this habit can be considered not too awful. After about 10 minutes, nature calls, and I tend to answer with my morning routine. Now, this is the most important part of my routine, and it usually sets the level of productivity for the rest of the day. I'll turn on the kettle to make my 2 beloved cups of jasmine tea, and while I wait for the water to heat up, I set up my laptop or pull out a textbook or regular book to the page that I'm at. So by the time that I finish pouring my tea exactly how I like it, spilling all over the place and such, my workstation would be ready for use. Now, I don't actually work, like earn money work in the morning because none of the students that I tutor are at home in the morning. They're all at school. The type of work I do in the morning is more learning/editing/reading, that kind of work. In other words, I am doing intensely focused deep learning for the first 2 to 3 hours in the morning. I find that by reducing the amount of friction between washing my face in the morning and sitting down to learn or read or edit greatly improves my productivity for the day because I'm not allowing myself the potential to make the decision to procrastinate. Plus, my brain is the sharpest in the morning, and I want to maximize that as much as I can. I do not respond to emails in the morning. I do not respond to anyone actually in the morning. And I don't mean to ignore emails and messages out of arrogance, but no one has ever been upset with me for not answering my email within a couple of hours. I have started to live my life with the assumption that if something crazy is going on that needed my attention, people would just call me and they wouldn't stop calling me until they got my attention. Now, depending on how long I can maximize my focus in the morning, I'll knock out about 2 to 3 hours of focused, uninterrupted work before doing anything else. I know it sounds like mental torture, but it's really good for the brain. The brain is a muscle, and just like any other muscle in the body, you have to exercise it in order for you to see some sort of a return. Really bang it a couple of times, cause some wear and tear. Anyway, I typically follow my brain workout with a body workout. Some people wake up and their immediate instinct is to go work out. I am not some people. If I went to bed knowing that the first thing I'll do when I wake up is work out, then I would probably just never leave the bed. While I work out, I don't typically listen to music. I like to put on a show I'm currently watching or listen to a podcast or something on Audible. I'm really trying to read a lot more and expose myself to new ideas. I think this is especially important since I don't have a work environment in which I can socialize with other people and exchange thoughts. Therefore, podcasts and audiobooks, in a sense, are an attempt to create that kind of an idea exchanging environment at home. It also makes me feel less lonely, like I'm talking to someone about something other than school subjects. So before my first meal, I take some time to freshen up and get ready, put on my presentable to the public face. Getting ready is like my fun time. It kind of prepares me and puts me in the mood to talk to people, even if it is through a remote Zoom meeting. It provides almost like a mental shift from my home self to my social self. This is my time to listen to music or kind of relax and take a quick break during the day. One of the things that I absolutely have to do in order to get ready is change into something more suitable for work. I find that I'm more focused as opposed to lazy when I change out of my comfy clothes. There's something about slightly uncomfortable clothes that makes me work a little harder. Only by a little more though. Now around 1 or 2 is when I'll have my first meal. I like to take a shot of apple cider vinegar before my first meal. It just helps with my gut and my digestion. I know a lot of productivity gurus suggest meal prep as a great alternative to cooking every meal in order to save time. And to be fair, I do meal prep some things like rice. However, I genuinely enjoy cooking. And so this is my way of adding in a little bit of joy throughout the day so that it's not just work. When 2 p.m. starts to roll around, I like to check my emails, respond to any messages that need responding, attend meetings with new or current clients or parents of clients, and do basic sketches of lesson plans before I see my students. This will take me probably less than half an hour to an hour. I like scheduling meetings right before my tutoring sessions because this gets me in a particularly chatty mood. I found it's useful to bunch together the hours that require me to be social because it's much more productive and a much more efficient way to structure my day. If I spent my whole day switching back and forth between activities, I would be mentally and physically too exhausted to host a good tutoring session. Now, for the most part, I do most of my work at home, so I never really actually have to leave the house. I did, however, make exceptions for some students who require in-person tutoring. It's just because they have accommodations and things of that sort, and it's just more efficient for them to be learning from me in person. And so, yeah, I'm actually headed to a house call right now. I'll take you with me. The rest of my day consists of actual work, and by actual work, I mean generate income work, where I work with students. I used to hate the fact that I worked nights because nights used to be my chill time, but working in the evening freed up my morning and allowed me to utilize the time when my brain is most productive for actual learning and self-development. The tutoring to me isn't difficult anymore because I've been doing this for so long. So this is a task that requires much less brain power than, say, learning a new skill or a topic to tutor in the morning. As an added bonus, and my students don't know this, is that I tutor right next to a liquor cabinet. So when my last session is done, it's party time, boys. Done with work. And the rest of my night consists of just downtime. I've recently realized the importance of being able to completely detach from work once I'm done. I've tried applying a new rule to my daily life. Once I'm done with my workday, I'm not allowed to try and get ahead on tomorrow's tasks. Doing micro tasks in the evening always robs me of my focus for the next day, and so it's just not worth it. I used to have small bursts of energy in the nighttime, right after dinner, and I try to be productive for just an hour, but it's never just an hour. I always end up working late, and the next thing I know, I've ruined my next day's flow. I'm still working on implementing this rule into my daily routine. I'm kind of in that in-between stage of applying this rule, so sometimes if I feel like I really need to be productive and can't shut down my work mode, I'll try instead to come up with a to-do list for the next day so that I can unload my thoughts. And that's it, friends. A pretty productive day in my life as a tutor. I hope no one watches this and feels like I'm always this productive. Some days are a shit show when I want to be productive but only manage to complete small tasks, busy work that end up feeling pretty unfulfilling. Every day's different. Just have fun. And be nice to teachers because it's hard teaching the young minds of the future generation. I'll see you all next time.